Hello and welcome back to Find a Way Counselling. I'm Natalie McLeod and I'm a practicing counsellor. In this video, I'm going to show you several ways you can work with negative emotions and thoughts. There are multiple studies confirming that being creative can increase positive emotions, lessen depressive symptoms, reduce stress, decrease anxiety, and even improve the immune system. Technically speaking, you do not need to be an artist or have some artistic ability. It is about expressing what is going on for you and not creating an amazing masterpiece. Even drawing a stick person is perfectly okay. Okay, so the first exercise, you will need some water-soluble crayons. So here is what I've got, but you don't have to have the whole range of these. You can find some less expensive ranges online, and you will also need some water, so either in a form of a spray, or you can also have, and I think it's good to have also a brush and some water here for this exercise, and that's about it. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to pick a colour that represents your current feeling. There is no right or wrong with creative therapy. It's about following and learning to trust your instincts. So I will pick, for the sake of demonstration, I will pick a dark blue to represent the feeling of feeling down. And you're going to draw circles on your piece of paper. Big, small, whatever size is fine. In these circles, you're going to write your feelings, your thoughts, and it can be in the form of one word, like fed up, or it could be a short sentence. Someone was rude to me. It could be the name of somebody, so Ben, and you can do a sad face if you want to on it. You really use those bubbles as you prefer. There is no right or wrong at all. Feeling down. Upset, scared. So these are examples that you can do. Once you've done that, I'm going to invite you to spend some time colouring in those bubbles. So either you can go over them, and what is good with wax pencils is that they're quite thick, so they really symbolize what's been going on for you very well because of their thickness. You can change colors. So for example, I will take a red to represent anger and really color in my bubbles. And I apologize for the wobbly camera. My camera is sitting on a gooseneck attached to the table. Basic YouTube equipment at the moment, so I'm going to try and keep it as steady as I can. I hope it doesn't spoil the video for you. Can use some grey and fill in the bubbles with some grey. It's about you using the paper as you wish. You can even write around the bubbles. So now what you'll need is to use your water. So here I've got a spray bottle, or you can have a brush, paintbrush, and some water next to you. It's up to you. I'm going to use both. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to spray your page. And this is what happens to those thoughts. Right, it's going to be a bit messy, but never mind. There we go. That's the whole point of it. It should be messy. So, I'm going to add a little bit of water on the page and have a little bit of fun. Feel the feelings in your body, in your mind when you're doing this exercise. See what happens. Are you feeling lighter? And once you've done that, I invite you to put both of your hands and on the page and look at those bubbles for a bit. And I'm going to invite you to feel the feelings in your body. Does it feel lighter? Does anything stand out when you're looking at the bubbles? Is it something that you never thought about? Are you getting a solution to a problem? Or you realize that the problems are not as big as they were? So some questions that you can ask yourself are, how did you feel when you were doing this exercise? What did you notice? What stands out the most out of these thoughts? Okay, so this is the end of our first exercise, and now we're going to go on to the second exercise. So for the second exercise, you will need 2 A4 printing paper. I've got some oil pastels here, and you can get, again, some cheaper range if you prefer. Also, dry pastels are very good to have. So dry pastels and oil pastels are the main ones to have. If you don't have any of these two ranges, then you can just get some box standard colouring pencil. That's absolutely fine. Again, whatever you have available is fine, as long as you have some colours. What I find with oil pastels is that they are very good for expressing heavy feelings. And what I find with dry pastels is that they're very good for expressing softer emotions or lighter emotions. You'll need also some scissors and some glue. And this is optional, but you also may have some magazines or old magazines that you feel you don't mind cutting up. So now what I invite you to do is you're going to draw some negative feelings on this first page. So you're going to pick some colours that you don't like, or some colours that represent what you're feeling at the moment. So I'm going to get some black. And what you're going to do is that you're going to scribble or really express what you've got inside, if it's anxiety or fear. You can add some colour to it. So I'll go for red. So say you're feeling angry. So you can just do some spikes for your anger. So this is what it could look like. I mean, again, it's up to you. You can write words on it. So we had fed up earlier, so we'll carry on with the same word, fed up, upset, down. So you can write some words on it or on the actual picture. You can draw a sad face on the picture. It's really what you feel led to. You're going to spend some time with what you've done and notice what is going on in your body. What are you feeling? Are you feeling lighter? But whatever comes up is very important to notice it. And then if you wish, you can have on a different piece of paper aside next to it and write down whatever thoughts you're having whilst you're looking at your drawing. You can have the critic. Your critic could come up, and the critic could be saying things like, your drawing is rubbish, or you're not good at this, or what are you doing? This looks crazy, this looks stupid. And all of these thoughts and feelings are absolutely normal, especially when you're doing creative therapy, because we're too used to our left brain, and left brain is the doing brain. So we're not used to using the right brain, which is a creative brain. So these things, especially if you're a perfectionist, you will find it really difficult to connect with creative therapy sometimes. But it's okay. It's all part of the process. Learning to be kinder to ourselves, learning to have to be a little bit lighter with ourselves and not so critical. If you do have the critic coming up, you can write the thoughts down on paper, like I'm rubbish. You can draw your critic if you want in the form of a stick person, saying I'm rubbish, or whatever negative thoughts are coming into your mind. You write them down on this piece of paper. Put the piece of paper aside and you're in charge of your thoughts. Thank you very much for your contribution, critic, but right now I decide I want to continue with my activity. This way you're teaching yourself a new way of thinking. You're taking in charge and not your critic. So the second part of this exercise, you are going to draw little window in the middle of your page. Again, there's no right or wrong. Like a square in the middle of your page. And the next thing you're going to do is pick your scissors, and we're going to punch a hole in the middle to cut a door on the page. Watch out for those fingers, of course. Once you've cut out your door, have a piece of paper ready underneath and just put your drawing on top, and you're going to open the door and spend some time looking at what's behind the door. What are you feeling? What are you noticing? And then once you have spent some time, you can actually play with it. You can close the door, open the door, and notice the difference in feelings. You can also now pick a soft color or a nice color that represents warmth, calm, peace. And I'm going to invite you to draw or color inside your window. So I've chosen yellow because it represents warmth. And I'm going to also choose some blue to represent peace, calm. And take your time when you're colouring in. Don't rush it. And really spend some time with yourself, with learning a new way of being. Here we are. And we've got your window of peace. Notice the feelings again. And then once you've done that, we're going to put the first picture aside and spend some time with your new picture. Feel the warmth, feel the calm, and feel the peace. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make something with this. So it's really what comes up for you. So I feel like carrying on with the yellow and doing some rays of sunshine. If your critic comes up, use your paper on the side and write down all of the thoughts that are coming up. You decide, you're in charge. It's about taking your time when you're doing it and not rushing it, really feeling those feelings in your body. And you can also, if you suffer from an illness or some pain in your body, that yellow, imagine it in your body. You're going inside your body and soothing the pain. There's something therapeutic about doing this exercise because it touches on your vulnerable aspects, and it's as though you're putting some balm over it or something soothing over it. So again, you can do whatever you wish with this picture. You can even use an old magazine and collect some nice pictures, and the idea is that you take so you can also place a picture on this, on what you've drawn, a picture that represents calm. So for me this is a nice nature picture, and spend some time feeling those feelings again and what comes up for you. Okay, so this is the end of our second activity, and we're going to go on to our third activity. So now for the third activity, you'll need 2 sheets of A4 paper, you'll need some pens, some scissors, anything to write on. So like the first activity, I'm going to invite you to draw some bubbles again. And write any negative feelings and thoughts and what is going on for you at the moment. Write them down in the bubbles or around the bubbles. It's up to you, but really in the bubbles would be more effective. Okay, so this is what it could look like. And then once you've drawn those bubbles, again you're going to spend some time colouring them in with the colours, colouring them in and really spending time with those feelings, expressing them. Give them space. That's what you're doing. You're giving your feeling space. You're allowing yourself to express things that maybe you're unable to express elsewhere. And this is really your time. And no one is here to criticize you. No one is here to interrupt you. But your critic might do. So again, have that piece of paper ready on the side of the table. Write down those negative thoughts and again put the critic on the side and carry on with your activity. If you're angry, you can do some spikes. So there we go. Right, so now that's done, you're going to get your scissors and cut them out of your page. And you're going to place them on a white piece of paper. Spend some time with those thoughts. Give them space. And by doing this, you're giving yourself a chance to spend some time with yourself. And it's not selfish to spend time with yourself. It's very important to allow yourself that self-care, because as you know, in our daily lives we're often very busy, either tending for other people or so busy that we really don't have time to pay attention to what's going on in our inner world. Right, so now we're going to blow away those thoughts. At the count of 3, we're going to blow them away. 1, 2, 3. And here we go. We have a white piece of paper. So it's really entirely up to you what you want to do with this white piece of paper. Now, first of all, how did it feel to blow away those thoughts? And I know we're not getting rid of them and they're going to come back again. It's not as though by magic we can get rid of them. But the idea of this exercise is that you take charge, that your thoughts do not take charge of you. So you can now draw something peaceful on the next piece of paper, again using your soft pastels or your pencils, your colour pencils are fine as well, and you can make a pretty picture here. You can use your magazines and pick something out of your magazines and do a collage. A collage of, here I've got a garden magazine, so for example I pick a picture on there and just collage the picture